All right, Metal Monday.
Metal Monday. Let's go.
We got Where'd Iron go? You know?
It's sideways
Okay.
over here.
We'll take that. It was like kind of sounding wobbly towards the end there.
Yeah,
like it
I
might
think,
go down.
I think it still becomes there's still enough demand and not enough supply, I think, to keep the market fairly in balance this month. I think there's some mills. I mean, there was a lot of mill outages last month, so I think that helped the cause. And then this month, I think the mills and the shredders and people are realizing like they're just the scrap flow is like tenuous at best, right?
So are these mills, they need tons in there? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean,
They don't
the only
have
way
the
a
tonnage
steel
on the
mill
ground?
works is if they have tons to run through it, and while I think that there is tons out there, I don't think that it's so plentiful that mills want to risk having to run themselves short and then having to pay up money the next month or whatever to play catch up, right? So I think that's where that supply demand balance comes in, which is why I think you're seeing a sideways number this month. The supply isn't plentiful, so it kind of balances out that maybe lackluster demand, with mill outages.
And Friday, we saw some ups on copper. We saw copper come back a little bit.
Yeah, I got up a few cents this morning. Shocker. Metal Monday, we have a green. I mean, palladium's getting fucking crushed. It's like off $45.
Copper's
I don't know what's driving that.
the really
Oil is off, like back is going to go off like a rocket with this whole Israel deal.
Copper nickel, a little bit of recovery on there, which is nice. We'll take it. I mean, copper back above 360. It looked like we were going to dip maybe under 350 at some point.
It was going that way, man, and then it kind of caught a little breather. But this could be, like, I feel like like I said, I've seen this movie before. This is like lower highs and lower lows.
Yeah.
So when you catch a little bit of a wave, I don't think it's the worst thing ever to take the number and keep stuff moving. Sometimes I wish I'd take my own advice. I'm good at, I'm like the typical, I give advice, and sometimes I'm good at taking it. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I'd have pulled the trigger.
You got too much gamble in you some days.
I do. It's a gift and a curse. The gift is that you're not afraid to take chances. The curse is sometimes it bites you.
How many scrap traders out there that own scrapyard do you think are gamblers? Percentage-wise.
Oh, I think
percentage.
On a percentage, I bet it leans very heavily towards. And gamblers, I think, is a loose term because there's people that are
not gambling your house away.
But there's those guys too, right?
Yeah,
there are people that are willing to just go all the way in. I enjoy a sports bet. I enjoy playing 21. I enjoy the craps table when I go to Vegas. But I'm a pretty still, I think, conservative gambler. Like, I like to gamble, but I'm not going to go blow 20 G's, I'm not. But, man, I do get a good adrenaline rush out of, betting and doing that. So I think that's probably why it's a natural fit. And I don't think I'm the only one in that, in our industry that enjoys that, which is why I think people like the Vegas
the Vegas show
convention so much because they're like, oh, the best of all worlds, scrap, gambling, drinking, like parties, like it's a gluttony of sins in a good way sometimes, but maybe in a bad way, I guess.
I think that percentage has to be north of 90. I've talked
to a lot
of scrap guys.
It's high.
Yeah.
It's over 85.
How's the 75 hard going?
It's good, man. Yesterday was day 8. Today's day 9. It's kind of an interesting deal. When a couple guys at the office were talking about it like a year ago, I was kind of laughing at them like whatever, I'm like, and not laughing at him because I didn't think it was hard. Laughing at him because I was like, I don't see what that really.
You didn't see the value.
I didn't see the value in it, and then. As things started progressing this year and things just started getting more intense, right, with the projects we had to get to the finish line, and then, we got the storage facility buttoned up, and then the next day we were tearing apart the Caldwell yard, and it's just we have big project after big project, and I realized how much like focus was going to be a really big part of my year this year. And so I was trying to find a good time to do it. And the answer is there's no good time.
No.
Like there really isn't. I don't think that, there's maybe better times, but there's no good time to just buckle down and say, I'm going to like do some extra like shit. I'm going to make it really hard.
But there's always a holiday. There's always, someone's birthday. There's always something where it's hard to like be like, oh, well, I can't do it because, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know. And so I just like we had, when you and I were talking about it, I was like, here's when I'm going to do it. You want to come with the journey, then let's go. And so that part of it, it's been really good. And I'll give you my thoughts, and I'm curious to hear yours. But it's been a really eye opener on like how much time you waste in a day. And I feel like I'm a pretty productive individual, but even I've found myself pissing away some time that I could have been doing something that was better. And like yesterday it was beautiful here in Idaho. Like we took our kids on a big long bike ride and like we enjoyed it for my second workout of the day. But it's been a productivity monster for me. Like my mental clarity is a lot better. How about yourself?
Time is key on that. I feel like I really maximize my time when I'm like with my work hours because I plot it all out.
Yeah,
I don't really do that after I'm gone from work, and I'm such like a calendar-oriented guy, and it's really made me rethink. I don't want to like be like that rigid where I have to plan out my free time.
Yeah,
but it also like I kind of do now. Like I'm like, and I just went down to Utah to see a friend in a hospital, and I was like, how am I gonna fit that in? It wasn't that hard. It really wasn't, because I was like, I'll just wake up early. There's a gym there. And I can do like an outdoor workout, squeeze it in the evening, and it wasn't hard at all, and like maximizing the time there. And then for me, you're more dialed in on like the diet part. That's been a real good thing for me. I'm already down. It's week 1, 8 pounds in a week is
That's
like
awesome.
crazy.
Yeah.
And some of that might be water weight, even though I'm drinking a gallon of water every day.
Yeah.
But so like just. It's been awesome, man. And I'm kind of got a crazy mind when it comes to that kind of stuff. I like the challenge. And the guys that got you into it, Casey and Braven.
Yep.
Then you talk to me. I'm excited for next year's challenge to try to get like a team, like Go Ruck event together somewhere around here. So
I think the key, man, just business life, push yourself. Like you don't know what you're made of until you're actually willing to push yourself to the limit. And I think that's what this whole thing's about. It's not a fitness challenge. It's not a diet. I think people get it confused. It's really like a mental workout as much as it is anything. Like I'm sore. I'm not gonna make no bones about it. Like I work out in the morning. I work out in the evening. Like my legs are sore. My back's tight. And I think that eventually goes away as my body gets used to it. And so I had a pretty decent base to start with workout wise, but it's called fucking 75 hard for a reason.
Yeah.
And remember that. But that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Brett. Thank you, everyone.
Hope everybody has a great day, a great week, and we'll be back here next Monday.